Hello, everyone. I'm Tristan, and today we're going to improve your Toeic score. This is an intermediate lesson where we look at two Toeic questions. I show you how to get the answer, and I also teach four key vocabulary. So let's get started. Let's get the answers. Here's the first question. All right, to get this answer, you have to understand one thing: adjective clauses. It will be easy after that. But before we start eliminating answers, first let's go over one key TOEIC vocabulary. So you can see after the blank, it says blank energy consumption is high. Well, let's look at consumption. The verb for consumption is consume. It means eat, drink, use up, use, so it cannot be used anymore. An example, the average person in Finland consumes 12 kilograms of coffee a year, while the average Canadian consumes 6.5 kilograms. That is a fact from Google. I hope it's true. Or, as a teacher, marking papers consumes a great deal of my time. So, what is the noun for consume? Consumption. The common forms are consumption of noun or noun consumption. For example, internationally, the consumption of meat has increased over the last 10 years. So people are eating more meat. You could also say meat consumption has increased. Okay, so we know the vocabulary. What we're first going to do is eliminate B and D, because if you use B or D, this means you would have two independent clauses with no period. What do I mean? Well, in English, an independent clause is a clause which is subject plus verb, and it does not need a partner. Examples of clauses, independent clauses, are she loves soccer. Okay, does not need a partner. I have he, which is the subject, and loves, which is the verb. Or the movie was released last week. This is an independent clause. The rule is you need a period or conjunction between two independent clauses. So it is wrong to say the league held the final in Las Vegas, comma, it was a wise decision. This is wrong because you are joining two independent clauses with just a comma. So you can say the league held the final in Las Vegas, period. It was a wise decision. That's okay. Or the league held the final in Las Vegas and it was a wise decision. So and is a conjunction. You can also use a subordinate clause, which is a helper clause. The league held the final in Las Vegas, comma, which was a wise decision. That is an adjective clause. Or when the league held the final in Las Vegas, you see this starts with when, so it is not an independent clause anymore. It was a wise decision. So if you use its or their in the TOEIC question, you have independent clause, independent clause. An increase in energy costs will affect most companies. That is an independent clause. Their energy consumption is high. That is an independent clause. The same is true if you use its energy consumption is high. So eliminate B and D. So now we have A and C. Well, the best answer is A. Whose? Whose starts an adjective clause. It equals his, her, its, their, their. This is called a possessive adjective. An example, we have an employee. His ideas have been very helpful. So instead of putting the period, I can describe the employee with whose. We have an employee whose ideas have been very helpful. Or the police have been investigating a company. Their quarterly reports seem suspicious. So the company's quarterly reports. We can say the police have been investigating a company whose quarterly reports seem suspicious. So if we look at the Toeic question, an increase in energy costs will affect most companies. Well, which companies? The companies that have energy consumption that is high. So we could say whose energy consumption is high. Their energy consumption is high. So whose? Whose is describing the companies. It is a possessive adjective in a adjective clause. Now, a little tip, it is 99% wrong to use whose plus verb. You will need whose noun plus verb. Okay, let's look at the second question. This question is about vocabulary and collocations. First, let's look at the use of some of the following words. We will start with C, disclosed. The verb disclose is to release secrets or hidden information. The common form is subject discloses noun form to group or person. An example, the company disclosed that it had lost $100 million in the previous year to the public. It is wrong to say the company disclosed to the public that it had lost $100 million. So the most common form is X discloses that subject verb to noun. As you can see in the Toeic question, it does not have disclosed to businesses. It just has disclosed businesses. We would need to make this correct. So next, let's look at committed. Committed is to promise. For example, he committed his time to the organization. So usually somebody commits something to someone. Once again, we do not have to. So if it said city officials have committed to businesses that the street closure will last only 36 hours, that would be okay. But we don't have the to before businesses. So now we have A and B. Well, the best answer is B. Someone assures person, group, company, that subject verb. Assure means to remove another's doubt, to ensure, to tell them this will happen. We promise. An example, I was nervous, but the doctor assured me, notice, no to. The doctor assured me that the surgery would be safe. Or management assured employees that the business was not closing. So you can have the direct object after assure. So once again, if we look at the Toeic question, city officials have assured businesses. So business is the group receiving the information. And city officials have assured businesses that the street closure will only last 36 hours. So the answer again is B. All right, so we learned some new vocabulary. We answered 2 intermediate questions, and now you're more comfortable with Toeic. Please subscribe, like, and share, and have a great day. Bye.